Hi, I'm Jason, and when I first started to learn the craft of writing, a lot of other writers wanted to tell me about story A, story B, story C, and I nodded and pretended I knew what they were talking about, but I do now, but I didn't know then. I'm Jason Jung. I make videos about the art of storytelling and the craft of writing. So be sure to do this, then click on that, and if you like the video, give it one of these and do this. Any long piece of dramatic writing, whether that be a movie, a full-length play, a novel, is going to have a main plot and several subplots. In Hamlet, for example, the main plot of Hamlet is Hamlet's revenge on his uncle. And then a subplot is his romance with Ophelia, and then after that maybe the impending invasion by Norway. So you can think of that as story A, B, and C. But when most writers talk about story A, story B, and story C, what they're really talking about is television. Think of it this way. A network television show is going to have roughly 20 episodes in a full season. So if that's a drama, that's 20 hours of programming and about 1,100 pages of script, a finished script. That's not including all the drafts they go through. This is sort of a roundabout way of saying that television eats up plot. If you're a new writer and you're writing your first spec script or your first original TV pilot, one of the things that agents and producers will look for is to see if you as a writer can generate enough plot to make a show work for not just an episode or even a season, but for many seasons after that. One of the things they look for is story A, story B, and story C. Now, these are not concrete stories. These are more points of view. But what are they? Story A. Story A is the main premise of your show. What is that? It's usually, but not always, your main character's profession. So if your main character is a lawyer, it's about their latest case, their latest client, and what's going on in the courthouse, things like that. If your main character is a doctor, then it's about their latest patient and their injury and the disease or what have you. If your main character is a superhero, then it's about stopping whatever the villain is going to be doing for that episode. Story A is the main driving premise of the show. Story B. Story B is typically about the main character and their relationship with other people. So it's about the main character and their love interest. The main character and their relationship with the family. The main character and their relationship with co-workers. Story C. Story C is typically not about the main character at all. It's usually about the supporting characters, the characters around the main character that give the show a sense of a broadening of the universe in which the show lives. So if your show is about that lawyer we were talking about earlier, then story C is usually about what's going on with the paralegal and the office assistant. It helps broaden the show's universe so that later on the main character has access to that broadened universe. Make sense? Now, as I said, it doesn't always work this way. For instance, in sitcoms tend to flip story A and story B, right? So that story A is about the relationships, story B is about what's going on at their job. A show like Modern Family, for instance, the A storyline is always about the family. The B storyline is typically about what's going on at the real estate agency, or what's going on at the, what is it? Makes doors, right? Yeah, the door, no, cabinets. Closets? It's closets. Finally, you want to remember that story A, story B, and story C is deliberately vague. It is up to you, the writer, to try to make something concrete out of it, something tangible out of it, make a real storyline out of it, not just this vague discussion about what's his profession and what's the relationships. To make those relationships seem real and important to the character, that's up to you, the writer. And if you don't do those things, then story A, story B, and story C kind of doesn't matter. It's up to you to make those relationships and those conditions have purpose, have meaning, have the human factor involved. If you want to learn more about dramatic fiction, I suggest reading Blake Snyder's Save the Cat or Robert McKee's Story. Everyone reads that book. And then there's The Art of Fiction by John Gardner. It's not really about dramatic structure. It's more about style. And if you're a young writer or a new writer, it's a great book. It's got some great exercises in it. If you want to buy those books, you can look down below and purchase them through the links. If you do purchase them through the links, you help support the channel. Thank you very much. I hope to see you guys soon in the next video.